Disengage. First gear. Let's go. Woo! Finally. That's two finallys. Yes, we are back. The first finally is because we're back. The second is because it is time that we get into the Civic content. And you guys, this is gonna get crazy. But let me start off and let me get this out the way right now. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Appreciate everybody for liking the video. Yes. All right. Loyal commenters and subscribers, Leo Legion, you're much appreciated. All right. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, let's get to the crux of the video. This is my 2017 Honda Civic EXT, and it is by far the best Honda Civic ever made, in my opinion. Let's just get right down to it. This car I've had for a while. Of course, I had it brand new 2017 with 15 miles on the odometer when I picked it up. The first thing I want to say about this car is, before we go all the way around the car, the reason why I say it is the best is for, number one, the price. This car out the door, tax, title, gap insurance, the whole 9 yards, was $24,448. Amazing value. And the subsequent videos that is going to come after this one is going to thoroughly explain why. But let's go into the interior. All right, it's not the best. I've had this car for a while, but here we go. Plenty of room in the back seat. You know, I showed you guys this before. You know, interior is pretty decent. I got my hemp bar right there. Yes, you got to eat healthy. Keep that hemp bar on deck. All right. Of course, it still looks good in the interior. I think if you get this car used, you will be thoroughly impressed. I like how the start button lights up red when the car is on, but when it's off, it pulsates white. It pulsates with like a white light. I'll show you guys that later. The second reason why I say this car is the best Honda Civic ever is, of course, reliability. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that this thing is stupendously reliable. I think a lot of people had this idea that, oh, newer cars aren't going to be that reliable. You're going to have problems with the transmission, etc. But I can tell you that the Honda Civic, the EXT manual, defies that logic. All right, the reality of it is this car is extremely reliable, largely because it's a manual. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what do you mean reliable? The car probably only has like 80,000 miles on it. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick around for this one because I got some crazy content coming. But let's go for a quick ride because the manual transmission in this, even though there's a lot of rev hang, I think the rev hang, depending on how you drive the manual, is really good for smooth driving. But let's jump in. We're gonna jump in here, jump into this Honda Civic. Let's disengage our brake. I love that noise. That mechanical noise sounds so good. Let's put on our seatbelt. Let me show you this as well. I'm gonna turn it off. It's gonna go clear. I'm gonna open the door, close it. Let me see if I can lock it as well. Lock the car, and then once you unlock the car, you unlock it, open the door, close. Look how it pulsates. Yes, that is cool. That's one of the things I noticed about this car when I first got it. I was like, man, that's actually kind of cool. Foot on the clutch to the floor, and then once you put the clutch to the floor, it stays lit up white. And I'm gonna take my foot off the clutch. It's gonna start pulsating again. Man, that is a cool feature. Who's gonna tell you that? Because you know I like the details. All right, clutch in. Yes, it lights up. Hit the button. Boom, turns red. All right, that's so good. All right, let's get out of here. Put it in first, and let's go for a stroll. All right, clutch is still strong. Nice, easy takeoff. But man, when I say I've got something to tell you guys about this car, I got some things to go over about this car and Honda in general, because I think what they're doing with this car, the Civic, is crazy right now. Now, you're probably looking at my gauge or the dash, and you're probably thinking, what? Yes, you are seeing that correctly. 43.5 miles per gallon. Oh, but wait, there is more. And like I said, that's going to come in a later video, but man, let's go for a ride. Yes, it is quick as well. Let's not get that twisted. The car is still quick. That was eco mode though. Let me take it out of eco mode. It levels up just a little bit once you take it out of eco mode. The turbo boost comes on sooner. You get better throttle response, all of that, you know, knick-knack, paddywhack stuff. But listen, that is smooth. Listen, this car is so good, it's not even fair. And speaking of turbos, yes, this car is a turbo. And I'm gonna say this right here, right now. In my opinion, the last video I did was about the new 2022 Honda Civic Hatchback Manual Sport. All right, that was the standard 150 horsepower 2.0 liter engine. If you really, that was good. All right, that was good. But if you really want to experience what Honda is doing with reliability, with the quickness, with their turbo engines, you have to get the 1.5. Let's go into 6. Very smooth. You have to get the 1.5 turbo. It is imperative that you do so. Somebody in the comment section asked me too, they were like, how was the power delivery when I drove the hatchback, the new 2022 hatchback? And to be honest with you, putting around town is one thing, but on the highway, I told them in the comment section, if you want to pass somebody, you got to get the turbo. No question. You have to get the turbo. But I want to do a little pull for you guys. I got to show you that this car, although it will get smoked, of course, by the Genesis Coupe, the G70, blah, 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 many things, it's still, it's pretty quick. Look at that. Look at that. Almost 50 miles an hour like nothing. Foot to the floor, second gear. And it's not so fast that if I did that in the Genesis Coupe or the G70, that would be more like 60, 65 miles an hour. And I think that's pretty good. It has more than enough passing power. This car is so good. It's so reliable. How does it drive? The steering is very nice and soft. You got good steering response. The crazy thing is, this model, the 2017 EXT, was actually replaced by the Sport. They only did this model for 1 year, and this was supposed to be like if you wanted a manual and you wanted the turbo engine, but you couldn't afford the SI, you would go EXT. So they pretty much leveled this car up to the Sport, and I think that was good. And I have driven the Sport. They've given it to me as a loaner car when I've had this car in for maintenance. But nonetheless, man, welcome to the Civic, and I've got some crazy news about it. Last thing, the one thing I do think people will probably like about this car is when you shift, you can really feel a turbo kick in when you're not in eco mode. Like if you're about, I would say, 25 to 30% on throttle after shifting, you're going to feel a nice little shove from the turbos. So if you are a turbo fan and you like that feel of power and you still want to be able to pass on the highway, even though you might have to downshift and go all the way to red line to pass, it's going to be very rewarding, man. I'm telling you, like, you know, I got to be honest about this too. When I first got this car, I didn't care for it. And the longer and longer I've owned this car, I've done the maintenance and everything on it, I've maintained the vehicle, the better it has gotten, to the point to where, like I stated in the 2022 hatchback video, I actually prefer the more softer, mundane, everyday manual with that I need to pass you on the highway power. I prefer that more than the tight shifting shifter in the 2022 hatchback. But nonetheless, it's not a deal breaker. All right, so but that's pretty much it, man. It's not much to really show you. It is a family car, and it's one thing I need to say too. If there's anything that I need, that I desire out of these cars, it is this. Yes, all of my vehicles have open top experience. I have to have it, man. And I know I said I was gonna get the Nissan Z and it doesn't have it, but man, that's an exception. I mean, come on now, that's a Z, that's a sports car. But let's jump out. All right, let's recap. This, in my opinion, is the best Honda Civic ever. Number one, it passes the reliability test. It does. And in a future video, you have to stick around. And if you're watching this video after that video has come out, go ahead, surf the channel. It's probably only gonna be a few videos backward, and you will definitely know why this is the best Civic ever. It passes the reliability test, no question. Price, absolutely amazing price. You get a turbo engine, out the door, tax, titles, fees, brand new, 24.4. Now, they don't make this anymore, all right? So on a used market, if you get a good example, all right? If you get a good example that hasn't been beat down to the ground, man, you can definitely go far with this car. Number three, practicality. And of course, you can get my favorite, my must-have, the manual transmission. All right, that's all I got for you guys. No, I know that wasn't the exciting, crazy thing that I was talking about, but I didn't want to do the video before I actually introduced you to my car, man. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I love this car, and it was in the shop for like 2 weeks not too long ago getting some work done. That's a whole nother video as well. So I am very, very thankful to have it back. But I'll see you guys in the next video. I got work to do. Peace out.